Hello everybody, today it says Teves, and this is our third day learning Perek Yud Beis in Tanya. Perek Yud Beis is dedicated to the Beinoni, and we describe the Beinoni as being like a tzaddik in his thoughts, speech, and action. These are the levushim, these are the garments that the soul could express itself with, and he's exactly like a tzaddik that it's only Torah mitzvahs. And we said he's like a rasha in the fact that he still has his nefesh bahamis, his animal soul, is in full power in the left side of his heart. So yesterday we asked, if they're both present, the nefesh elikis in the head and the nefesh bahamis in the heart, if they're both alive and present, how come the nefesh elikis, the godly soul, is always victorious, that every one of his thoughts, speech, and action are only for God? And the Alter Rebbe answered that, first of all, there's a natural advantage of the head over the heart, that the head can always dominate and control the heart, and since the nefesh elikis, the godly soul, lives in the head and the bahamis in the heart, so he could always win him. Then he also said that there's an advantage of a little bit of Kedusha over a lot of Klipa. Just like 1 inch flame of candle, a 1 inch flame, can dispel a 5-foot radius of darkness. So a little bit of Kedusha can dispel a lot of Klipa. Today the Alter Rebbe is going to ask, if that's true, that a little bit of Kedusha could get rid of a lot of Klipa, how come the Beinoni even has the Nefesh Bahamis at all? If he's exuding this consistent love to God, that he never lets a single thought, word, or action escape him that isn't godly, so how come he hasn't gotten rid of the Nefesh Bahamis entirely? So the Alter Rebbe describes that there are different levels of love, and we've already touched upon this, and now the Alter Rebbe just shows the new next step of it. By the tzaddik, we said that he has ava rabba. Ava rabba means great love, that he was throughout his day consistently thinking thoughts for God and dedicating his heart to God, and every one of his deeds were for God, and throughout his entire day consistently attaching his brain and heart to God, that it was bigger, getting more and more and more love, till he completely chased away his nefesh bahamis. It left his body, or he even converted the nefesh bahamis. So that was ava rabba, great love. We spoke 2 days ago about the Beinoni, when he was in the middle of davening, that in the middle of davening, you're rededicating your heart and your head to God, and you're saying that we're going to, v'ahavta as Hashem Elokecha, we're going to love you. And we also said that Hashem is also shining down at that moment a great level of his godless demeichin, his great mind, his great wisdom. So that bond that is formed at that moment, that is called Ava Karish Be'esh. This is the love like a flaming fire. So that's flaming fire love, that although the Nefesh Bahamis is present, it's not like Ava Rabba, that it could obliterate the Nefesh Bahamis, but though the Nefesh Bahamis is present, he can't get any thoughts in. He can't even send an inadvertent thought, because right now I'm just in touch with God in this Ava Karish Be'esh. However, during the Beinoni's day, just walking through life, going to work, doing his regular day things, at that moment, he has what's called Ava Teves. He has a natural love. It's also called Ava Misuteres. It's a hidden love, because it's not overt and excitable and everywhere, but it's consistent and present inside his heart. That if the Nefesh Bahamis, who is existing still, because it's not the Ava Rabba, and he's able to send a thought up to his head, because it's not Ava Karish Be'esh, so he's able to say, hey, let's do an Avera. The Ava Teves will wake up and say, no, we don't do that. We are in love with God. We don't do anything that separates us from him. So that is why it's a big enough light to dispel the thoughts, speech, and action, but it's not big enough to get rid of the actual essence of the Nefesh Bahamis. That is today's Tanya. We will see you in Ritz Hashem tomorrow.